This is Channel 2 News, coverage you can count on.
200 inches of snow followed by bluebird conditions on a holiday weekend. That spells busy, busy, busy.
After a nasty week of weather, Mother Nature made up for it, at least for skiers and snowboarders. The perfect storm for ski business tops Channel 2 News at 5:30. Of course, today caps off a very busy weekend for ski resorts. Good evening, I'm Landon Miller.
I'm Kristen Remington. Thanks for keeping it here tonight. Okay, so we have a picture from Mount Rose on Sunday. Check this out. How long would you have waited to get on a lift?
I don't know, but we put that photo on our Facebook page, and people were saying, "Yeah, I'll wait a long time." Others saying, "No way." But this was, of course, getting onto the Northwest lift at Mount Rose, and
Look at all those people.
All of those people. I want to thank our viewer Linda for sending in that image. But my goodness, just take a look.
The bad skiers like me would be like in the pizza shape, and we'd be like sliding backwards and plowing through all those people. That's a dangerous equation right there for me. I need some momentum to get on the lift, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, crazy.
Well, of course, with this being the last holiday of the weekend, or the last holiday weekend, it wasn't as busy on the mountains today. Zach Mooney was up at Boreal, where skiers and snowboarders are making the most out of these recent storms.
Conditions have been fantastic, the best I've ever seen.
It's nice today, It's hot, but it's cold at the same time. But as long as you're moving, you're gonna stay warm.
It's a beautiful day, and if you haven't tried snowboarding, you should come try it. It's a lot of fun.
Skiers and snowboarders took to the slopes Monday to cap off the busy holiday weekend.
Okay, so we were here Saturday, Sunday, and today. Saturday and Sunday were very busy. Today, not busy at all because a lot of people have left to go back home.
Ray Pasella says he didn't have any issue with traffic headed to Boreal through Donner Pass, but says traffic can be bad as you head further west.
That's why we live in Reno. We used to live on the west side. We hated it.
Here at Boreal Mountain Resort, they rely on Northern Nevada riders, but also attract many of the 14 million people living to the west.
It was really easy, you know, it's all dry roads and not too much traffic on 3-day weekends.
We work very hard to work with CHP and the highway to help mitigate traffic and get people in and out of our parking lot as best we can.
The combination of snow, nice temperatures, and a holiday weekend, there's a lot of congestion here on State Route 89. Now, officials just down the road at Squaw Valley say their parking lot was filling up before 10:30, both on Saturday and Sunday. Meanwhile, over at Boreal, they say they actually benefited and they didn't have quite as much congestion because of their hours of operation. Boreal is open until 9 p.m., and while you can ride all day or night, most pick one or the other.
Choose your battles. Go very early, get up, be here early, make sure you've got a spot, or choose that you want to go later and then come in after that early crowd is leaving. So,
covering the big story, Zach Mooney, Channel 2 News.
All right, so here's the question. Are any more storms on the way this week to add to that snowpack for all those skiers and boarders? For that, let's send it over to meteorologist Angela Schilling for a look at the forecast. What's ahead, Angela?
Well, we do have several storm systems that we're going to be watching, and one of them could give us some rain down to the valley floor. Also, some that could give us a chance for snow. So still a bit busy forecast in the next several days. Right now, though, it is quiet. Not a whole lot going on with our satellite or radar. Definitely no snow or rain, and we have cleared out too. There is some haze though, but with clear skies, light winds, we're going to have to watch for freezing fog overnight tonight. But in the meantime, smooth sailing. Here's a look over downtown. You can see some haze out there as well. Still a little bit of some blue sky, but the sun is going down, so it is going to make it rather cold. Already have dropped down to 32 degrees out of the Reno Airport, 30 in South Lake, 31 in Lovelock, and 48 in Bishop. So it is going to be a cold night, but at least winds will be light. 27 currently instead, as well as into Truckee, 36 in Incline. So despite the sunshine, it was a challenge to warm today, and we did see a decent amount of haze. We did make it up to the moderate category for air quality earlier, but it has since gone down to the good level for the air quality. Overnight tonight, like I said earlier, we're going to have to watch for freezing fog. That will lower visibility as well as create a glaze on the roadways, and it will be black ice. So that's something to be aware of. Definitely be cautious flashes overnight tonight if that fog does develop, and we could see it straight through early tomorrow morning when you are heading to work. But by Tuesday afternoon, and once we see the fog lift, we'll see lots of sunshine. We do have high pressure in place for now, but there is another storm system in the Pacific that we're watching. Good news is, though, the models is showing this one to split, which means it will weaken. And with a weakening system, we're not expecting as much of an atmospheric river event, so that's good news for flooding, but roads will still probably be messy even in town by the time we get into the latter half of the week. All the details coming up here in just a few minutes.
All right, Angela, thank you. And you can also keep track of the storms as they head into the region with our free Channel 2 News weather app. You can get the radar and the forecast right on your phone there and can customize it to where you live. Just search KTVN in the Google Play or Apple Store.
If you are just joining us, let's catch up on the big story we covered today at 5. Last week's flash flooding in central Lyon County has left residents with a muddy and expensive mess to clean up. Those with structure damage are encouraged to tell county officials to possibly qualify for federal financial assistance. So far, the cost to repair public infrastructure is expected to cost at least $1.3 million. And officials say that could double or triple before the assessment is finished.
It takes about $5,000 a mile to deal with the drainages, and then you add another $2,500 on top of that for each culvert that has to be replaced, so $7,500 a mile.
And Page says that there are 25 to 50 miles of drainage in Dayton and more than 100 miles in Silver Springs and Stagecoach that may need some repairs. We'll expect some delays on Nevada roads as workers right now are conducting emergency repairs on roads as long as the weather stays dry. NDOT says they will continue to work possibly through tomorrow to fill as many potholes as possible. Now here's a look at repairs happening right now along I-80 near Robb Drive, where traffic was down to one lane. They're also conducting repairs on State Route 446 near Pyramid Lake and Kingsbury Grade.
Well, for decades now, Northern Nevada has honored Martin Luther King Jr. with a variety of events, and one of those is the Caravan on US 395 that was named after the civil rights leader. Andy Guevara joined the drivers this morning and has the story.
Thank you. With the images of Dr. King taped to the windows, the cars are ready to line up for the pilgrimage.
There we go. This is a coalition of us all getting together in the community here in Reno Sparks and remembering him. And we're going to go down a historic part of the highway that's named after Dr. Martin Luther King.
My father had a passion for Martin Luther King. That was his hero. And kind of his way of showing respect and carrying on Dr. King's legacy was creating this caravan.
Could we put one on our car?
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have tape?
It was Angelo's father, the late Reverend Oni Cooper, who was responsible for having a 22-mile stretch of Highway 395 in the Reno Sparks area named after Dr. King. Today, his wife ensures the 19-year traditional drive on the Memorial Highway continues.
The Martin Luther King Committee is community, it's interfaith, and it's free. And my husband, Oni, wanted to be sure it was kept that way.
I'd like to see more communication, and more talk, but also not that, just more action, putting those words into action.
I still have a dream.
Martin Luther King's famous I Have a Dream speech in 1963 was a call to end racism in the United States.
After 395, making a right on 395.
Today, modern-day civil rights leaders say we're doing a decent job of it in Northern Nevada.
What's so great about this community is everybody comes together, not just blacks. We have whites, we have Asians, we have African American, we have everyone here.
To remember the great strides Martin Luther King, brought us to this day, and also to keep them in mind for today, and just don't forget it after this day.
About 30 cars joined the caravan today on Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Highway in Reno. Covering the story, Andy Guevara, Channel 2 News.
In honor of Dr. King, the Truckee Meadows Parks Foundation organized a bio blitz at the MLK Jr. Memorial Park in Reno.
I'm trying to find some spider eggs.
Spider eggs. A bio blitz is where people come and help search for different species so the Parks Department can get a better understanding of what plants, animals, and other wildlife live at the park. They then catalog their findings and help with other things like trash cleanup. The Truckee Meadows Parks Foundation organizes these events often because of their positive and practical impact on the community, especially for our children.
It's great for kids to be out and to start that volunteerism early, not only to start thinking about things in a scientific manner, but also to start caring about their community as it is their own community, and they're going to grow up in this community and partake in it.
The Park Foundation's next event is on February 18th at Crystal Peak Park from 9 until 1. And tonight, the Northern Nevada Black Cultural Awareness Society is holding a dinner celebration in honor of Dr. King.
So this event really just brings people together from all kind of backgrounds to really just celebrate a great man, and also to think about what we can do to contribute to our community to make it better.
This year's theme is community versus chaos. Where do we go from here? Dr. King's achievements in cultural awareness will be discussed during tonight's event. And this year, the organization will take a look into the divisive national politics of the past year while keeping a hopeful eye on the future. Proceeds will benefit youth programs and cultural events planned by the NNBCAS throughout the year. Tickets are still available in the ballroom of the Atlantis Casino, and that dinner starts at 7 p.m.
All right, if you could describe your boss, would you say he or she is a motivator, a leader, an encourager, or a downright bully?
Jason.
Stop that. Stop it. He said it, I did it. How a new study says toxic bosses impact business. Coming up in Health Watch. You're so bad. Plus, are you tired all the time, depressed, anxious, maybe even having trouble getting pregnant? The hormones your thyroid releases are responsible for a host of health issues. In tonight's Ask the Doctor, you can speak with Dr. Dale Kelly of Balanced Health Solutions about your symptoms and natural ways to treat it. He's taking your calls for another 20 minutes at 858-2222.
But first, more wet weather is in the forecast, and that could mean a higher chance for avalanches in the mountains. Coming up next, Ryan Kennedy will show us what we can expect in terms of avalanche danger later this week.
You're watching Channel 2 News at 5:30 with Kristen Remington, Landon Miller, sports with Garrett Dearborn, and Mike Alger's Pinpoint 2 forecast.